Good morning, everyone. Here we are, and we're just waiting for the little things to load like we do every morning. So, okay, so that looks like that's working. And yeah, my laptop is very slow today again. So we're just going to give that a minute and kind of get started. So, okay. So I always have a hard time seeing what you can see. Can you see everything? I think you can see everything. So we're going to start with, we're going to make a couple salads today. And grab my knife here. I kind of have it a little too far out of the way. And we're going to start cutting up some cauliflower. We're going to make like a cauliflower. Hi, everybody. Let's see. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, I just don't understand why actually, I've heard a few people say that Facebook has been really kind of laggy lately. And so, yeah, so I guess that's kind of what's going on. So I'm just going to cut up this cauliflower here and, okay, get this started. And I don't know if you guys can really see very well. So I'm going to move this over here and put my bowl there. And yeah, so let's see what's going on. Oh my gosh, it's still loading. That's just craziness. Okay, let's give this a try while I'm waiting for the cauliflower. Oh, that's so funny. Yep, that is the internet for you. Anyways, okay, back to the cauliflower. So what we're going to do, I have such a tiny little workspace here that it's pretty funny, really, that I can actually do this. But anyway, okay, back to the cauliflower. So we're going to do cauliflower salad, and we're going to add a little bit of broccoli. Let's just add this broccoli to it. And so we're going to make a really healthy, mostly raw salad. Okay, so we're going to cut up the broccoli here too. And oh, I have another piece of broccoli here, little bits of things that are in the fridge. And then I'm going to have to go and get more. And so we're just going to chop the rest of this up here. Where'd that core go? I'm too distracted with the lack of being able to get on the internet and see the comments. So, okay, we're going to take that core out and put that there. And I kind of want it a little bit chunky, but not too cumbersome to eat. So, hi Jane. Hi, good morning. A little slow getting onto the internet. I don't know what the what's going on, but I have noticed that the last couple of days it's been a little slow, and so I'm trying it on my recently my recent, hey Darlene, hi, recently taking my laptop to the doctor. It's still it does a weird thing still. Anyways, that's all good. I can see you guys now. Hopefully we'll stay on together so I can see your comments. So yeah, so we're going to do a little cauliflower salad here with the broccoli. And I mean, you can put these bits and pieces in. They're all really good. Often I'll just put them aside for soup, like the center or the core of the cauliflower, or you know, or the broccoli. I like to use the hearts. But yeah, so I'm just going to pick them out of here. And so your cauliflower, of course, is super good for you, has lots of vitamin C, as well as it's got vitamin K, which is what most of the cruciferous vegetables have. They have the vitamin K and the vitamin C, like your kale actually has, or no, not the kale, I'm sorry, the cabbage has more, green cabbage has more vitamin K and a little less vitamin C, and the red cabbage has more vitamin C, the red has C and less K, but they're still super high. And these guys too, super high in vitamin C and K, and they really do help you to detox. So, because they're helping bring in all that nutrition and everything, but they also provide so much fiber that the fiber is a good way of detoxing, increasing your fiber, right? So you want to make sure that you have lots of fiber and a really balanced transit time. Okay, so I just want to keep this a little bit clean. And okay, hey Monique, hi. Yeah, I guess the internet's just slow, so we'll see what's happening. It's just spinning around on my laptop, but I can see on the phone. So yeah, so the fiber is super, super important for detoxing because it bulks up and helps to remove all of the wastes and toxins from the body through the colon. And so I was just smiling because I really like that commercial. I don't know if you've seen that commercial lately, where they're coming down the water slide and it's dry. The one guy's coming down and the water slide has no water in it, and then the lady comes down and it's all good. So anyway, I'm not going to take that any further, but if you see that commercial, it's pretty funny and very accurate, for sure. Fiber is super important, and so these guys provide the fiber and the K, and then we're going to add a little bit of red onion to this salad too, and yeah, pretty important. So the broccoli, with the extra green in it, it's usually seen as more important than the cauliflower. But the cauliflower has just as many benefits as the broccoli does. The broccoli's got a little bit more of, obviously, the chlorophyll, because the green's chlorophyll. And so I think I put this in the wrong thing. I was going to use red onion in our next recipe, but that's okay. They'll both have it now, and it will be just the way it's supposed to be, because things happen the way they're supposed to. And for whatever reason, this salad wanted to have some red onion. So while I talk and think at the same time, which sometimes I'm really good at and sometimes not so much, depending on the day. And so I'm going to add some garlic here. And yeah, so, okay, so that's good. So I'm going to crush that garlic, and that works really good most of the time. Each garlic bulb or cloves or whatever seem to have their own little personalities of how well they want to come apart. And I think probably professionally that all has to do with the type of garlic and the way it's dried, to be honest. But since I'm not, I don't know those things, I did actually buy this garlic because mine's not quite ready, and I ran out. Gosh, I ran out in March, and then I didn't want to go shopping for a really long time, so I was using powdered garlic. But I'm pretty happy now to have an abundance of fresh garlic, which is so anti-inflammatory, antiviral, and so good for you. And so you can't really have too much garlic. I think that's just the exact right amount here. And so oh yeah, I was talking about the chlorophyll. That's what it was. I knew I kind of dropped off my train of thought. So the chlorophyll is really, really important for, the chlorophyll is like, oh gosh, it's been years since I took my physiology, but it's similar to blood, but it has the chlorophyll in it. And so it really does feed the blood, is what I'm trying to say. So chlorophyll is so important. It's very alkalizing. And most of the things we do are very acidic. And, the air we breathe has chemicals and things like that are acidic in it. Everything that we do and touch is acidic. Coffee's acidic. Most of all proteins are acidic to some level. There's an actual acid alkaline chart that I offer to my clients, and then we can go through and they can understand, how what the levels of acid are and how to balance that, because when you're too acidic, that's when inflammation starts, and when you have inflammation, you have pain. So we really don't want to let our bodies become too acidic. And always important to wash all your vegetables before you put them in the fridge, and make sure your hands are really clean before you start dipping into the pineapple bits. But, you know, most professional cooks I know cook with their hands, and so I'm not even gonna suggest I might be becoming anywhere near professional, but I am starting to learn to work with my hands more and to trust that process. So yeah, so anyways, I am going to use this because I don't want to keep going into the juice. Yeah, so the chlorophyll is really important for alkalizing the tissues in the body, and when you can, the more you can alkalize, the less inflammation and pain a person tends to manifest. Let's say it like that. And so there are a lot of water systems on the market that offer alkaline water, and you know, if you're buying bottled water, there are lots of alkaline water, you know, bottled water companies and name brands and things like that. So yeah, so the chlorophyll is super, super important for alkalizing. You know, one of the things that I do in the morning, well, the first thing I do every single morning is to do a spirulina and a greens powder first thing on an empty stomach, so that alkalizes my stomach, and it balances everything out, because there's nothing in there, you know, maybe some acids from having snacked too late the night before, and so that just balances everything out. So you let the greens or the spirulina or the chlorophyll go into your system, right, to help balance everything and alkalinize. And then you leave that for 20 minutes. So I take that first thing, and then after that, you know, go and wash your face, brush your teeth, whatever. Give it 10 minutes for the greens. Or in Daniel's case, he likes to drink the chlorophyll liquid first thing in the morning and let that settle. And so you can do it with a liquid chlorophyll, you can do it with greens, you can do it with spirulina, and then just let that alkalinize. The other thing you can do that's really, really good is also add lemon juice. Have lemon juice and warm water first thing in the morning, and it does the same thing. Even though the lemons are acid, so to speak, when they go into the body, they actually create an alkaline environment. So the lemons alkalinize, and so. Yeah, so I'm adding pineapple here to this, to the cauliflower broccoli salad. Yeah, so you want to do that, and I was and have been drinking coffee for the last 20 years. I just quit drinking coffee about 4 months ago because I don't know what was bothering me, but anyway, and intuitively I felt like I needed to stop drinking coffee. But before that, when I would do the greens first thing in the morning, alkalinize my stomach, and then, you know, wait that 20 minutes or whatever getting ready, and then I'd alkalize before I acidize, which is a good idea too. So if you're going to do something acidic, make sure you attempt that balance. So this is my thought for the day, and as you know, we tend to experiment every day with things that I think will be really interesting and fun, and I just use things that I have in the fridge, and I create these fast, healthy, easy 15-minute meals, and so pretty much I just go on a whim with whatever comes into my head, and also whatever I have in my cupboards or my fridge. So I had the cauliflower, I had the broccoli, and I thought, what kind of salad can I make? Because we've done so many different cauliflower salads. And I thought, oh, pineapple. I love pineapple. Pineapple's wonderful. And I didn't happen to have a real one, like a live one, you know, fresh one. So I am using a canned pineapple. And I thought that would be really good. And then when I was hunting through the cupboard too for what I have, I've got these artichoke hearts. And I thought that would be super cool to add to the pineapple. And the other thing I really wanted to do, but I'm a little afraid to do it, I'm going to do it anyways, is I wanted to add a little bit of the dried chili, but I don't want to add too much. And mostly what I want it for is color. So I'm going to cut this really, really, really fine because I don't want anybody to end up with a whole big piece of chili pepper that's going to be a little too much of a surprise. Although, as you guys know, I like to build surprises into my food. Just going to go like that. And add that in. And then the other thing that I always like to add is the, well, I'm going to try this again on the laptop, see if it works, is I'm going to add some cayenne. Of course, I always like to add that, and that'll add a little bit of red, not too much. Okay, so, that was so microscopic. Anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to add these artichoke hearts because I think that would be a really good and interesting addition to the pineapple and the artichoke hearts. Doesn't that sound good? Actually, I have to tell you that I have to tell you that I'm not strong enough to open this. Maybe because my hands are a little too wet. What do I have to tell you? Oh God. Oh yes, I remember. Oh God, okay, I remember. This is something I do often. All of it, really, truly. But no, what I do often, oh God, okay, I'm going to start lifting weights again. I should have, always test these things before you go live. I can do it. Anyways, I did it. See, I did it. So anyway, what I do often that I forgot that I remembered is I often add marinated artichokes and pineapple on, like if I'm making a homemade pizza, because it's just a really great combination. If you haven't combined marinated artichokes with pineapple and put that on your pizza, like even if you have like I don't know, a frozen pizza or store-bought or something, throw it on top. You'd be really surprised. It's really nice. So that's the marinated artichokes. And yeah, so I used to buy these at Costco, and it was so awesome. And of course, I'm not into setting foot in Costco anytime soon. I'm nothing against it. I just don't want to expose myself to all kinds of random people, and apparently it's not really social distanced in there. I don't know that for sure. That's what I heard. So I'm just going to give it some time. So in the meantime, I do these little tiny jars, and they're so handy to have on hand, and to add to different recipes. And I think it's if you can get the one with less oil, then that's good. So this is more of a watery one rather than the oily one, and it is it's no name. No name marinated artichoke hearts. I think I got this from No Frills. It must be No Name No Frills. It must be. But I like it because it's more watery, right? It's not so oily, and it's certainly not like those sun-dried tomatoes with the really super heavy oil. So, okay. Oops. Got to put these guys in here. Okay. So basically, this is it. And where is my spoon? We're going to put this around in here. And so we're just going to, we're going to kind of let this marinate for the day and have the broccoli and the cauliflower and the onions and garlic along with the pineapple. I'm just looking to see if that's enough. And I think once I mix it in, it will be enough, to get that flavoring of the artichokes and the pineapple, because I don't want it too overpowering. I still want to taste the broccoli and the cauliflower, what I do with that cloth. Okay, so the other thing I'm going to add to this is oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, yeah, yeah. I had heard about Costco. I guess every Costco is going to be different, but I heard it's still, I mean, it's always super busy. It's just a little too overwhelming for me at this point in time. So, yeah, so I did add fresh garlic. I am going to add a little bit of the granulated garlic just cause I love garlic. But I think that, it kind of gets everywhere better because you can sprinkle it on. So a little bit of that, and then of course you're going to add your black pepper. Make it, everything looks better in a picture with black pepper on it. I don't know if you've noticed that, but I've really noticed that. It just adds that, I don't know, makes it look more appetizing. So the other thing we can do, and I think we should do again, because whenever I think of black pepper, I think of turmeric. And so, of course, we're going to add a little bit of turmeric, but beware, this is going to turn orange. But that's okay. The turmeric color is fantastic. And so, of course, if you don't know, the turmeric, oh, hey, good idea, Monique. She's always got good ideas. That's why I love doing this show live, because... and I'll add some color too, because we interact and we share ideas, and it's just a fun get together. And I am a certified herbalist, but I'm not, I don't know a lot about cooking. I just know I want to eat really healthy, and I like to make fast 15-minute healthy meals. And so I'm just sharing how I'm doing it, and it's just so super awesome that that you guys join me and that we can interact and give each other suggestions, because that's what life should be all about, is everybody joining in and saying, hey, and no perfect one way of doing anything, because everyone has their own tastes and their own ideas, and it's awesome. So that was the thing. I'm gonna go get it, because I think you're absolutely right. And that's the other thing. I do recommend some products, but I don't sell this. I don't sell the Epicure, although I have friends that do. And so, so you can check that out if you have somebody. You must know somebody, because they have it everywhere, and it's really, really popular and very good products. Okay, good idea, Minnie. It is, and it's, okay, so what it is, I better say what it is. I'm like, okay, secret. This is a secret between the two of us. No, this is called Better Than Bacon, and it's actually a, kind of what we're doing next. It's a bacon-flavored bean, and if I remember right, yes, it is pinto beans. So, and that's funny, because that's what's coming up next. So, yeah, so that's super awesome, and that'll add that bacony flavor. So, we'll see. Let's see what the turmeric's going to do, because I wasn't nearly as good at evenly distributing it. So it's kind of in chunks everywhere, which is okay. Although remember that when turmeric is amazing, a wonderful anti-inflammatory, has the curcumin, it's so good for you and has so many benefits. But it, like here's a piece here, see how orange it is. It does have a little bit of a bitter flavor. So if you run into a piece like this, you'll be like, oh. But bitters are so good for you. Bitters are what we need, and we're missing in our diets, because we've gone to having everything either mild or sweet, or, like before, in the old days, the bitters were salad, like it wasn't like an iceberg lettuce. It was more like dandelion, and the bitters start that digestion. It's actually really, really good for you to have bitters before you eat, to get those stomach acids functioning, and also to kind of, wake up your stomach and say, okay, food's coming, and it starts producing enzymes, starts producing the acids for whatever it is that you're going to be eating. So it kind of prepares itself, and that makes digestion so much more efficient. So, so it is really good to have bitters before you eat something. And I'm just going to clean this up later, so it's okay that I get use the same things. Easier than running around and moving things around on you guys. So, Okay, so we're going to move this, and we're going to work with speaking of pinto beans, voila, we have pinto beans. So we made these the other day. I think we made quesadillas. Didn't we make quesadillas with them? I think so. I think that's why we made them. Anyway, so it was like a couple days ago. So I made a double batch. So another thing is whenever you're cooking anything, it's super helpful if you make extra and then just stick a little bit in the fridge, and then you can add it to other things. You can make other dishes with it, or if you just have a little bit, like I'll save little bits, and I'll show you why. I'll show you why I save little bits. We're going to dump this in here. A clean spoon. And so here's my little bits. This is from, see, little bits like this. You just stick them in the fridge and find a use for them later. And so I didn't know what I was going to do with these. And these are the turnip tops, the turnip greens, the little stems. Because what I did was I used the turnip green, you know, the leafy part in whatever it was that we made. I can't remember. We made something yesterday. Oh, the potato, turnip, and butternut squash salad. So I'd used the turnip green parts, but when I cooked them, I hadn't removed all the stems. So these are the stems from that turnip green tops. And so what we're going to do is just use these and put them in the salad because it's super good nutrition. And I'm just going to chop them up into little chunks because I tested them and they're quite soft. So, because I wasn't sure, you don't want to run into a stem and have a, you know, really tough stem to have to deal with. But anyway, and also the juice from the turnip green tops, the turnips greens tops, super nutritious because turnip tops have all kinds of nutrition in them. So I'm just going to cut these up fine because they have such high nutritional value, and put them in there. Okay, so that adds, you know, a little bit of color and a whole lot of nutrition. Actually, I might as well use the rest of these guys. So yeah, so save your bits and pieces. And okay, save your bits and pieces. I'm just looking at the comments there. Make sure it's still working, because quite often the comments just, or my whole page, it just disappears. But anyway, we're still together and it's so nice. Okay, I'm going to add red onion to this because I went and used the red onion in the other dish, but mostly what I wanted the red onion for was for this dish. And so, yeah, so we're just going to peel the red onion and slice it however you want to slice it. Whatever makes you happy and turns you on is how you should do these things. Okay. Oh, that one needs another slice. I like them thin. I don't know, I just think that little short, thin pieces are nice. Whatever works for you. So, red onions. Okay, get those in there. And so we're going to also, which one do I do first? Fresh peas. I'm so happy we have fresh peas. So my pea seeds, actually, they got all mixed up. So I saved the seeds from last year and they got super mixed up. So I didn't know what was what. And I still, I mean, they're all good, you know, they're peas, but I think I thought, I'm so good at that. I think I thought that, that these guys were going to be a different type of pea, and I left them on too long. That's what I'm trying to say. But that's okay. You know, in here, even if they're a little bit chewy and a little bit woody, you don't want to waste them. So, so in here, you won't notice that they're not so sweet. And so there you go. There's another thing with using the food so that you don't waste anything, is if it doesn't have the exact beautiful texture or flavor that you want, but it's still nutritious and still fresh and still has nutrition in it, there's always another way of using it. So, yeah, so that's my pea story. I don't, for gardening, you know, I'm super happy that the garden turned out so well this year. It's awesome. And I do have to say, huge credit goes to Alexandra Luppold, Luppold. And she has the Cosmic Garden course. It's a little online course, and it was really inexpensive. I think it was like something like $39, I don't know, and it was so beneficial for me. Honestly, if you don't think you can garden, take her little course. And she offers a free something information. I can't remember if it's like a little webinar or what it is, but I know she offers something, you know, like an introductory something for free, the little skin of the peas. So so definitely check that out, because that's made a huge difference in my gardening. And I think right now you can still plant things so for a fall crop. So if I'm pretty sure that I put that information on my it might be on my personal Facebook, or it might be on this page. I'm not really sure. I can't remember. But I know I'm going to be looking it up pretty soon, because I want to do yet another planting. I have it all depends on your garden. Listen to me, I know nothing about gardening. But I do have learned a little that it all depends on your environment in your garden, like your little microclimate. Because some people's peas are done, finished, and mine, I just started a whole new batch, and I have it's cooler here, which is kind of not good in some ways, because I'm in my yard, we're 2 weeks behind everyone else in town. So, but on the other hand, because it is colder up here, we're higher elevation, I can actually plant things later in the year, and they won't, and so when the heat comes, they like when the heat comes, a lot of things die off, like the peas don't like it and the radishes don't like it and stuff like that. But because we're higher up, I seem to be able to grow those things a little bit later than a lot of people in town, where it's already warming up into the summer. So, okay, so we have that. I'm going to put some chives in here. I'm really lucky that I have various levels of chimes. I do have various levels of chimes too. Okay, so let's go down that avenue. I do sound healing, and I do have a lot of chimes and a lot of Tibetan bowls, and crystal bowls and gongs. And so we do, or have done in the past, sound healing, you know, like little meditations and sound healing. And you just relax and listen to the healing sounds of the chimes and the bowls and the gongs. And it's really is quite amazing. And so we couldn't really do that, obviously, in the spring indoors with people, which is where we've done it in the past. But I have a labyrinth, in case you guys don't know what that is. It's a quite different than a maze. A maze is more like a challenge and a puzzle with dead ends, and a labyrinth is actually a journey one way in to the center. It's like a meditative journey that you walk through, and then you have one way into the center, and then you would a lot of people use it for healing and many different therapeutic uses and spiritual uses. And you know, it's been around like in the yards of many churches for hundreds of years. But it doesn't matter what religion you are. If you're no religion at all, it just, the walk itself, you have to focus on where you're going, because you're following the path. And then you get to the center, and when you get to the center, that's where you just wait, and you take a few deep breaths, you know, and try to go into a little bit of a meditation if you can, and just ask for whatever it is that you came to the labyrinth for. So it offers a lot of internal healing and answers and insights, you know, helps with your intuition. And so yeah, so it's super, super awesome. So we're hoping to do a sound healing at the Labyrinth sometime this summer when the weather gets steadier, you know, when you can depend on a day that doesn't have, you know, rain, sun, clouds, and screaming hot, freezing cold all in the same day. Anyways, okay, so that's it. So why did I go into sound healing? I can't remember. Oh, chimes. I remember. Hey, yay. Okay, I've added chives. I have 3 levels of chives in my garden, so I'm so lucky. That's where I was going with that. Come all the way back around. So I have my chives are going to seed, but I also have several different ages of chives. So I have young ones, and these are them, and they're just ever so fun and awesome and friendly little things. I love chives. So, okay, wow, yeah. All right, so the other thing I wanted to add to this, we just have, it's a very simple salad with the pinto beans and then the raw peas and the raw chives and the raw onions and the raw garlic. Did we put garlic in here? No, I don't think we did. Whoops. And what I'm going to do also to add zip, I'll show you. Well, I'm going to add this real quick. Cayenne, which we love, circulatory herb, helps with circulation, helps with everything. It also helps with pain and inflammation, you know, and it's specifically good for headaches and migraines. Like if you have a headache or a migraine, you can take some cayenne powder just like this, and you can add it. That worked good. You can add it to some hot water, just not too hot, you know, just enough to where it's a little warm and tingly on your tongue, but not overwhelming. And drink that cayenne in hot water, and it will bring circulation to the head and the brain area, because cayenne is an upward herb, and so it opens up the blood vessels and the capillaries. And so often when you have a headache or a migraine, it's because there's a constriction of the blood vessels in the head, and that's what creates your, you know, it's not really what it creates your headache or your migraine, because that could be anything, but it's kind of what happens in the brain to contribute, that's a good word, contribute to the manifestation of the headache or the migraine. So yeah, so the cayenne opens up those blood vessels and can be super, super healing for a headache or a migraine, as well as other things like lavender oil and things like that. Okay, so I've added the garlic, and what we're going to do is we're going to wipe my hands again. This is a really messy meal. Dishes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're going to add our beautiful, lovely, look, there's hardly any left of the, we're going to do this again because, oh my God, if you have never tried, I have never tried fermented salsa before in my life, and this is so good. Look, there's hardly anything left. It's just so super awesome. Oh yeah, I know where I put my little spoon. So we're going to add some of the, drain it off here, some of the fermented salsa. I'm almost tempted to put it in both dishes. I'm looking over there. Should I put it there? Should I put it here? Okay, I'll put it here. It is so super amazing. Like I just, I'm really, really excited to make more, because, you know, it does take 3 to 5 days to get the fermentation going. So I'm going to have to wait. So I should actually make some of that right away. Yeah, so we're just going to add this. You guys can see what's going on here. And then that just brings in some more color for the bean salad. Whoops, throwing it all over the place. Yeah, so separate those onions a bit. Wow. Oh, it smells amazing. I've heard people saying on the internet quite a bit lately, it's too bad they don't have smell-o-vision on the TV. Oh, good question for Minik. Do you put salads with the starch? You know, I have. I have had a really good salads and a beautiful loaf of you know, homemade, really good quality bread. And that's super awesome, and I love it, especially, I mean, I love garlic bread. But we've been trying to really stay away from bread for, I guess the last 6 months we've hardly eaten, like only on Sundays. I'm trying this thing where we have bread as a treat on Sundays, just to reduce some of that yeast, because I kind of was like, it's either bread or beer. Can't really keep doing both. And so, you know, so you have to make your choices to balance your health and to maintain good health. If you want to do something bad, you have to do something good in order to not deteriorate your health and your immune system. So we've only been doing and hardly any bread on Sundays. Anyway, back to the question. In the past, I have added it with a starch, but in a perfect world, you wouldn't. In my nutritional training, you know, most people do it and can handle it, but if you do have digestive issues, it's not going to be the best combination to add a starch with the salad. And what about rice or potatoes? The potatoes are better because they are a vegetable, especially, yeah, so they tend to be better. And the rice is pretty good too. People don't usually react to rice with the salads. So that's the thing that I normally do. Like last night we had that salad that I made, the potato, turnip, butternut, squash salad, and then we had a salad, a green salad, and then carrots. I made carrots like just, you know, simmered some carrots, and I think I put some peas with the carrots. And so we had, as a side dish, you know, for the whole meal, I actually did take a picture of it. It's not on a nice plate, but to, you know, to get the idea. So we had carrots, green salad, and the potato salad, and that was it. So we had no starches, no anything on the side. But it's summertime and it's warm, and so for me, I feel the seasons, and so in the winter, I want a starch. I want something heavy and warm. I want root vegetables. I want something that's very nurturing and warm and filling, and so I will go more with the starches, or a little bit of pasta or something heavier. It just makes you feel nice and warm and snuggly when you're freezing. And but now that it's summer, I'm, you know, and it's warmer, then I'm much happier with the just vegetables. So yesterday we had 3 different vegetables, and so for this, I mean, for sure you can add a rice and that would be fine, and you can add a bread and that would be fine. But it all depends on what you're trying to do. I'm just trying to stay away from the gluten. And if you do gluten-free bread, I mean, I've tried them all, and I don't mind most of them, but there's nothing like a you know, a naturally fermented loaf of good quality bread. There's a place, well, there's many places, but oh gosh, yeah, there's so many places that sell really good quality bread. So yeah, so you can add rice or potatoes. I guess potatoes would be, you could do a white potato as a starch, or you could do a sweet potato too, which is, you know, okay, or yam or whatever. But yeah, it depends on how you are. If you blow it up, then you made the wrong combination for you. So the thing is, how do you feel right after you ate? How do you feel 20 minutes after you ate? How do you feel an hour after you ate? How do you feel 2 hours after you ate? And if you start really tracking that, then you'll start to realize what you're reactive to. So everyone's going to have a different ability to digest based on how their digestive system is, how it's working for them. So so you have to test it out for you. Like, I actually am pretty good about eating pretty much any combination of anything. I don't really have digestive issues. But having said that, I don't want to get any either. So so even though I could pretty much eat anything and walk away and feel perfectly fine, because my weakness is somewhere else. My weakness is more my lungs. So I have really good digestion, but then again, I'm aware, right? And so once you know, then I try to be good so that I can be bad. so that I can eat those things that I'm not supposed to eat once in a while, because the majority of the time I'm pretty good. So yeah, so it's just whatever works for you. Pay attention to what you do. And then there's so many, oh my God, there's so many, gosh, I want to call it trains of thought. It's not. There's so many things out there, right? There's the combining the proteins and the starches. I know that book is so old, I can't remember it. I mean, there's a Pritikin diet, Atkins diet. I mean, there's the keto diet. There's just like, you need to find out what works for you, because many of those I don't agree with, just from my training. And some of them I especially don't agree with because of my training. But on the other hand, you know, you need to do what's good for you, but you also need to educate yourself on what's good for you with someone who has that background, who's qualified to help you and share with you the best for you. Don't just go take some diet off the internet. Like, don't just go, oh wow, that looks really good. You know, I heard from a friend of a friend of a friend that they lost weight on this particular diet. You know, that could, depending on your system, that could throw your put pressure on your pancreas. It could I'm put pressure is not the word I'm looking for, but I can't, it escapes me, whatever that word is. But anyway, not be good for your pancreas, not be good for your kidneys, even not be good for your liver, because all that stuff has to be processed through the liver. So make sure you investigate the diet that you want to try. And for me, you know, I try to keep things simple for my clients, and I'm just like, see how you feel. You know, what are you willing to change, you know, if anything. And if you're not, let's work with what you're not willing to change and try to reduce the negative benefits of what you, oh my gosh, what time is it? Anyway, okay, so you got me going on that. I could talk about that for hours and hours. Anyway, okay, here we go. Keeping you guys forever. Making up for yesterday. Okay, so we have, for the people that just joined us, hi, my name is Georgina. Okay, so we have a cauliflower, broccoli, red onion, pineapple, marinated artichokes, imitation bacon bits, beautiful salad here, super gonna be amazingly awesome. And then we made a pinto bean, pea, red onion, fermented salsa, and fresh pea, and turnip top cooked stems recipe. Oops, I just moved it out of the frame for you guys. Can you see it better like this? Okay, anyway, I carry on too long. Okay, so thank you for coming. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you guys. Oh gosh, it's Friday. Oh my gosh, I'll miss you on the weekend. Anyway, we'll see you Monday morning, and let me know through the comments what you want to discuss or get me going on with whatever it is that I'm knowledgeable in talking about. And anyway, we're here to have fun, learn some stuff, and eat healthy. And so check out my Instagram and my YouTube and share, and have a super great weekend. Okay, we'll see you guys Monday.